Imagine for a moment a small Caribbean nation standing up to a former U.S. president and winning. In 2025, Trinidad and Tobago pulled off a strategic move that completely blindsided Donald Trump and shook Washington's confidence. They didn't just push back, they shifted the geopolitical game. They lobbied, resisted U.S. sanctions, and secured a lifeline for a multi-billion-dollar natural gas project. Why would such a small nation dare challenge America's heavyweight? And what does this mean for global diplomacy? Trinidad's move wasn't a one-off stunt. It was a calculated diplomatic pushback that spotlighted a broader Caribbean dilemma. While CARICOM economies often rely on the U.S., they also fiercely guard their sovereignty. Through CARICOM, Trinidad advanced coordinated pressure while pursuing direct diplomacy. Prime Minister Stuart Young met U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, backing his case with hard economic data. LNG exports generate about $3.6 billion annually. Trump's sanctions threatened to choke that flow, sparking regional instability. But this time, the Caribbean bloc said, enough. Blocked from Venezuela's gas, Trinidad pivoted fast. Shell Energy stepped in with the Aphrodite project, an offshore development in Trinidad's ECMA region, announced in June 2025. This wasn't a backup plan. Shell's final investment decision confirmed it. Trinidad had energy resilience. By distancing itself from Venezuela and deepening ties with Shell, Trinidad secured domestic LNG stability and sent a loud message. Sanctions won't derail our future. This was more than a corporate deal. It was a strategic seal of approval. But not everyone celebrated. Domestically, Trump's sanctions triggered economic pain and political fallout. In May 2025, national elections saw the ruling People's National Movement, PNM, lose ground. Rising fuel prices and perceived weakness cost them votes. Despite Stuart Young's diplomacy, opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar surged forward with a campaign centered on energy sovereignty and transparency. Her message? We will never let Trinidad's lifeblood, its energy, be hostage to foreign powers. She won. PNM lost 5 seats, Young stepped down, and Persad-Bissessar formed a bipartisan energy council, aiming for gas independence by 2030. The result? A generational reset from dependency to leverage. Energy isn't just policy. It's powering homes, paying teachers, keeping hospitals running. Trinidad's $3.6 billion LNG economy came under threat. Sanctions meant rising prices, shrinking budgets, and real hardship. A 25% electricity hike loomed if projects halted. For a nation still recovering from COVID-era austerity, that was unthinkable. Diplomacy became survival. Both Young and Persad-Bissessar's teams made the case with data, not drama.
That strategy worked. Trump's failed pressure campaign backfired. Badly. Even as he applied pressure, Secretary Rubio, under Biden, signaled continued U.S. cooperation, showing America couldn't afford to alienate its Caribbean allies. CARICOM held firm. Regional support turned into collective strength. Meanwhile, Trinidad, Guyana, and Brazil began exploring currency-swapped LNG trades, challenging dollar dependence. The world was watching. What Trinidad pulled off was more than a win. It was a blueprint for modern geopolitics. They used regional unity through CARICOM, corporate buffering via Shell, diaspora mobilization in the US, UK, and Canada, economic data to anchor every move, and above all, they turned a crisis into credibility. By mid-2025, Trinidad had secured 3 new energy deals with Brazil and Qatar and was granted observer status in OPEC+. The world has taken notice. The Caribbean is rising. Trinidad's stance wasn't just a local win, it sent a global message. It proved that strategic diplomacy, data-driven negotiations, and regional unity can beat brute force. For decades, Caribbean nations have grappled with being sidelined on the world stage, often seen as too small to matter. But now, that narrative is shifting. Inspired by Trinidad's resilience, nations like Barbados, Guyana, and St. Lucia are now pushing for regional power consolidation. These countries understand that their future lies not in isolation, but in collaboration.
They're demanding stronger tech partnerships, climate equity, and financial sovereignty, areas long dominated by larger economies. Expect Trinidad to take the lead in forming a Caribbean energy alliance, a unified front where small island states negotiate as one rather than being sidelined. This alliance would pool resources, share technological innovations, and present a collective voice in international energy negotiations. With combined gas reserves, renewable potential, and geographic advantage, such an alliance could reshape how the Caribbean engages with energy giants. Its observer seat at OPEC Plus is no longer symbolic. There's real momentum to transform that seat into a voting position, amplifying Trinidad's influence in global oil and gas policies. With partners like Qatar and Brazil, Trinidad is no longer reacting to market changes. It's helping define them. Talks are already underway about potential joint ventures in liquefied natural gas, carbon capture technology, and hydrogen energy development. Meanwhile, its diaspora is mobilizing like never before. From Washington to Toronto to London, Trinidadians are becoming more than citizens abroad. They're turning into powerful lobbyists, grassroots funders, and cultural storytellers who advocate for their homeland on global stages. Caribbean professionals in foreign parliaments, media, and corporate boards are now shaping public opinion and influencing policy in favor of their ancestral home. The ripple effects of this political awakening are vast. Universities in the region are expanding programs in energy economics and diplomacy. Local entrepreneurs are exploring green startups. Youth movements are becoming more politically engaged, understanding that their voice matters in shaping the Caribbean's destiny. Schools are integrating civic education, focused on global engagement and sustainable development. This isn't just a movement, it's a transformation of the Caribbean identity. Tourism campaigns are also adapting, highlighting not just the region's beauty but its innovation, resilience, and global relevance. Events like the Caribbean Energy Forum, once lightly attended, are now attracting CEOs, diplomats, and thought leaders from around the globe. But as Trinidad ascends, the spotlight intensifies. Investors, allies, and citizens will demand accountability. The government must balance ambition with fairness, ensuring that energy windfalls uplift every citizen, not just the elite or corporate partners. Transparency in contracts, environmental sustainability, and inclusive economic planning will be key. There will be pressure to ensure that rural communities, low-income families, and youth populations see tangible benefits from this transformation. Civil society groups, journalists, and regional watchdogs will play a crucial role in ensuring the government remains on course. Checks and balances will be more important than ever. Trinidad has redefined what it means to be small but strategic. It has proven that vision, unity, and courage can shift power dynamics, even in a world dominated by giants. And in doing so, it has laid the foundation for a Caribbean renaissance, one built not on dependency but on bold leadership and collective strength. So what do you think? What shocked you most about Trinidad's bold stand? Let us know in the comments. If this story inspired you, hit that thumbs up, share it with someone who believes in strategy over strength, and subscribe for more deep dives into how small nations are reshaping global power. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay informed, and never underestimate the power of smart leadership. The Caribbean's future just got a whole lot brighter, and Trinidad lit the way.